We are so happy and so honored today to host someone who I have admired for a very long time, and I will try to maintain some level of discipline and professionalism and not fangirl out as I sit next to this beautiful, gorgeous lady. Ladies and gents, on our show today, we host the incredible Sabrina Elba. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi. Wow, what is such a nice opening. Thank you. That's so nice of you
because
to
you
say.
deserve it. And you have such a great spirit. Your aura is just, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's a bit of a Canadian aura.
Oh,
yeah,
it
we're
is?
just friendly people.
Oh, before you came in, we were like, okay, just calm down, like just do your job, you know.
No way, I
Hi
couldn't tell.
guys. No, because you came in and you were like, hi guys, how are you? And it was so welcoming. I'm sure you get that reaction though. People are always taken aback by how humble you are.
Oh, I mean, I guess I'm too loud and too friendly to even notice because I just want to be friends with everyone. That's kind of, my mom's the same way. She's so talkative and speaks to everyone, and I never really noticed, to be honest.
Yeah. She's welcoming.
She's very welcoming.
She seems like she hosts people. Like people come over.
Definitely.
And she hosts them.
Oh yeah, we grew up in one of those homes where people knock on the door and someone's here again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. every 2 seconds. That's such a Somali thing as well.
It's such a Somali thing.
Yeah.
You just cook enough. You never know who's gonna come by.
You cook enough.
Stranger or not. How was your stay so far? You've been here now for a few days.
Amazing. I've been here for a couple days. I've been sort of touring parts of Kenya. I was just in the eastern part of Kenya and then central Nyeri, which was so beautiful. I mean, I'm seeing parts of Kenya that I haven't seen for the first time, so this trip has been amazing.
Yeah. But you're no stranger to Kenya. You come often, right?
Yeah, we usually stay around Mombasa, Kilifi, and Nairobi sometimes. So that part of it is quite new to me. So it's been amazing to see and just to also speak to different people and hear the different languages.
Yeah.
It's been great. I forget that Kenya is so big and full of so many diverse people.
That is true. And it's an incredible tourist destination.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you come with Idris to Kenya?
No, I haven't. I'm determined because he's been to Nairobi once, and I talk about, Kilifi all the time. I'm like, you have to come back with me. You have to come back with me. It's happening.
It's happening.
I'm going to drag him.
I have to say congratulations. It's been 3 years.
Thank you.
Celebrating your anniversary.
Yes, that's right. It flew by. I can't even believe it. We were one of those lucky couples that got married just before the pandemic. Oh, we would have been waiting forever to, actually have a reception and whatever. But so I'm really thankful. I mean, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
We've been together about 6 now, so it feels so much longer than 3. But I can be like, yes, Mama, I made it.
Well, you look beautiful online and everybody loves you. But you're here in Nairobi, so let's talk about IFAD.
Let's talk about Nairobi.
You've been with them for 3 years.
Yes,
IFAD.
That's right. It kind of all coincides. Like, pretty much the time that I got married was when me and Idris found out about IFAD, which is the International Fund for Agricultural Development, and I'm so honored to have been named the UN Goodwill Ambassador for such an amazing organization. I don't know if you know much about the work that they do, but I've been able to really get on the ground and see the work over the past 3 years, and I'm so thankful. It's been such a ride.
Yeah, tell us, what do they do?
So IFAD is an amazing organization. They actually are the Fund for Agricultural Development, and they invest in rural people. Rural people make up, the majority of the impoverished people around the world. They have a global mandate. A lot of the work I've seen recently is in Africa. So being able to give people a means to support themselves, an education and tools to support themselves in this way is amazing because it really helps them get out of poverty. Doing agriculture and training people for it to be a means of work has been amazing to watch. And, I talk about it a lot, but I really do think that there's a time and place for aid, but the old aid model of just giving handouts isn't really beneficial in the long term. I think people really want to work. And I've seen, even just on this past trip, Kenyans are really hard workers. They work harder than a lot of the people that I know, right? So they just need the tools, they just need the equipment, they need an investment. So investing in people this way is something I'm really passionate about.
Yes, and so now you've immersed yourself in their world. You've gotten a chance to see them.
Yeah.
Because before you hear about it, they brief you, they tell you this is what's going on, but now you got a chance to see it. How did it change your perspective being on the ground?
It's really different when you get to approach individual farmers to see their success stories. I mean, we met some amazing people even just yesterday. I met this great couple, Silas and Lydia, and their farm, and watching them just grow from having, you know, half of an acre and having land that actually wasn't, it was so degraded they couldn't actually farm anything. IFAD has helped them found alternative methods of irrigation, and now they have 4 seasons out of the year. They've been able to buy a house, a kitchen, and she was so happy they bought a motorbike. I mean, just those success stories that you hear on the ground, that's really what keeps you going and motivates you, because it's so fulfilling.
Yeah. And you know, it's so interesting seeing you get so happy, you know, talking about helping people or being there for them in any capacity. And this seems like it's a passion point for you. Did your upbringing play any role in you becoming this person? Because
Absolutely.
other than IFAD, you've been involved in so many other, you know, organizations.
Yeah, I do a lot of philanthropic work, but mainly because I grew up with a mother who did a lot of philanthropic work. And my mom also really stressed to us the importance of giving back. And she, you know, left Somalia just before the war. She remembers a country that was just so beautiful, so full of life. And she's always wanted to give back, to get it to be the way that it used to be, you know. So we always had that kind of in the back of our minds. And she does organizations. Even today she has the Hoya Madian Foundation, where she goes and builds wells in Somalia. So she's always inspired me. She's actually the one who told me about IFAD.
Wow.
I wouldn't have even known about it. She was like, how do you not know what this says? You need to understand the importance of agriculture, the importance of cultivating the land around you. And I was like, great, thanks, Mom. And the second we saw it, we completely understood.
Speaking of Somalia, you were recently there?
I was just there, yeah. I haven't been back since about 2014, so I was so happy to be back. I've been so busy. I have a lot of family in Somalia, but I actually went to see some of the effects that have been happening because of the war in Ukraine. People forget that, you know, unfortunately, of course, there's devastating effects and people are suffering in Ukraine, but those effects sometimes have a far reach.
It has a ripple effect.
It has a ripple effect,
Yeah.
and people are seeing the effects in Somalia. I didn't know that 100% of the wheat that Somalia gets actually is supplied by Ukraine via Egypt. So, I mean, even things like that. So we went to have a look. I also went to go see a school that we supported through the Walk a Mile in My Shoes Foundation that we do with Christian Louboutin. So every time someone purchases a pair of those shoes, 100% of the proceeds go to 5 hand-picked charities, all at the grassroots level. And a school in Bursalah in Somalia, where my mom grew up, was actually one of them. We went to the school, got to see all the kids, see what the donation has done for them. I mean, it was amazing. It was so happy, I mean, to see it. It was overwhelming. I actually cried.
Oh, and it's so beautiful, isn't it?
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
If you've never been to that part of Somalia, red sand and termite mounds, and I mean, it's just, oh, it's like scenic. It's impeccable.
Yeah. There's a time I was talking to a friend of mine and we were saying, listen, if, you know, Somalia was just as any other country that we see around the continent, when it comes to tourism, when it comes to even just their economy, they would have been miles ahead, right?
The longest coastline in Africa, beautiful beaches, all different kinds of terrains. I mean, it's great. And the people are amazing, so welcoming.
So welcome, so hospitable.
Exactly.
So nice.
Exactly.
But we need to touch on this, which I'm so sure is very close to what you're doing right now. Climate change. How do we communicate this to young people to tell them how important it is for all of us to participate?
I mean, even for myself, living sort of in the global north and west, and, you know, I've been in Canada, I live in London now, I forget sometimes the effects of climate change because I don't see it firsthand. I mean, I go about my day-to-day routine and, you know, I'm not noticing that there's perhaps more rainfall or less rainfall this year than last year. But when you come to Africa, and particularly when you go to the rural parts, these people are really feeling it. Like, I have farmers who are telling me, we haven't had rain. You know, our seeds aren't as efficient. So organizations like IFAD are so important to help them keep up with the changes. I mean, you see rivers that were water sources that are dwindling. It's so important to understand how these, you know, massive global impacts are actually affecting people in your home in Kenya. You know, it's not that far away. It only took us a 2-hour drive to see the effects of climate change. I want young people to really sort of understand that this is, you know, take ownership of the world. They're the ones who are going to be left behind when it gets really bad. You know, it's easier for an older person to go, okay, yeah, we'll get to it. But I think young people, and we've seen young people do it, should really stand up. We had the honor actually of, I don't know if you know Vanessa Nakate.
Yes.
Oh my God, what an amazing young woman.
Yeah.
She actually sat with us at COP26 in Glasgow. I don't want to butcher it because I always say Glasgow and every British person's like,
what
no,
is that?
Glasgow. And, you know, just hearing her speak, I was like, this is the passion we need. And this is what youth should look at and be like, okay, we need the energy. Come with the energy, because they're the ones who are holding corporations and governments accountable, and they should be.
They should be.
Yeah.
We're online and we're dancing and we're doing trends on TikTok. That's what we're doing.
But do both.
You're like, do that, and also and please create more awareness about climate change.
Yeah, and actually my younger brother, I mean, he's 20 now. He's almost more informed than I am. So young people have the knowledge, even from things like TikTok. You know, TikTok is such an educational platform.
Are you? People think it's a dancing app. It's not. It's actually a very informative app because you learn so much.
How to open your car window if your keys locked inside.
Thank you. That's what they teach you. How to clean, I don't know, grease out of God knows what. It's just so a lot of different like tidbits of information.
I know. My brother will be messaging me. I'm like, that doesn't work. I'm like, why did nobody teach me this? As a millennial, I'm like upset. I'm like, come on, Mom. Like, you know.
In fact, it's so funny you say that. There is a guy who has an account, and it's all about what he thinks that he should have learned before he turned 30.
Amazing.
And he just
you have to text that to me.
I should. I want to send you a link. But I wanted to ask you one last thing. As a very successful and you've done very well for yourself, Sabrina.
Thank you.
I was going to say powerful black woman, but I knew you were going to give me
we're
like
both powerful black women.
Did you hear
there
that?
You go.
Did you guys get that? She said both of us. We're both on the same level. But when you're trying to navigate I want to say this very carefully, a very white male patriarchal society.
The world.
Generally, pretty much the universe where we exist. It bears a lot of challenges. And being a black woman who is doing very well is very scary and intimidating to a lot of people. How do you go about that?
It can be scary. I think if you sort of look at all of that from that and have that kind of mindset going into it, it can actually stall a lot of your progress, stall your voice. Every black woman is powerful. People are scared of a powerful black woman. We've seen that. Everyone has seen that once in their lives. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to use your voice. I mean, my mom taught me the most important thing you can do is use your voice. And I think just understanding that and taking ownership of yourself and being your authentic, true self, despite what social tells you or, the news tells you or society, dictates to you, just having ownership of that is so important.
Well, I am very appreciative that you took the time to talk to us folks over at The Trend.
I love Nairobi so much. I'm so excited to do this at a local platform because, I was saying to you earlier, I just want to speak to Kenyans. I want to go out and meet the Kenyans because I love Kenyans so much.
And we talked about you doing events. And
Absolutely.
like coming back and doing
Next
something
time.
and talking to girls.
Together.
Yeah, together.
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear.
Okay.
We have said this on air now. We can't go back on this.
Oh, that's true. Well, we can edit it.
Yeah, we could. I'll cut this part out. No, I'm not going to do that. But thank you so very much. I know you have a very hectic, busy schedule, so you have to get on to other things. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's
so
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much to the people of Kenya. I love you guys so much.
Yeah,
this really is like my second home. I used to come a lot as a kid, and I was saying that to you. And
so it just feels very much like home to you. Yeah. So
totally.
We'll get you an apartment, just somewhere here.
Next move.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will hook that up to Pinky Swear on that.
Oh, another one.
We're
Great.
just swearing. All right, Sabrina.
Say inshallah.
Elba, everybody. Yes, inshallah. We have to say that on The Trend. Back to myself in the studio.